Hi, I'm Leanne. I'm a lightworker and a mother to 3 special girls. I strive to continue learning, growing, and to collect new skills. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master teacher, and Akashic record reader and energy healer. I am so excited to share what I've learned and what I'm going to learn and the ups and downs of life. Thank you for joining me on my journey. Welcome to Life of a Lightworker podcast. Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm pulling a card from the Moonology Oracle Deck. And my intention is, what do you need to know or hear about right now? And it's always a good idea to take a nice deep breath and focusing on your intention. And some cards are just jumpier than others. This one is not a very jumpy deck. So I'm gonna pull one. So then I fan it out and go to where I'm guided. So this one is Confidence is Your Key to Success. New Moon and Leo. I feel like there's like 3 cards that are for this. Let me just see. Again. The next card is you and your loved ones will be safe. Oh, I dropped a bunch. Ah, okay. Okay. And then we have, oh, shoot. When the cards fly out, they get stuck together because I don't use this deck that much. So I need to use it more, so I have cards that don't stick. Okay. It's time to take action. New Moon in Aries. Reading from the book. The first card, Confidence is Your Key to Success. This card heralds the start of a new cycle for you. When you're going to look and feel more glorious, more in the spotlight, more like you, have something worth showing off. If you want someone's attention, this card says, I'm coming. However, this may not happen all by yourself. You have to be willing to do your bit. That means being proud of who you are and what you have to offer. Think of yourself as a king or queen of the jungle and carry yourself accordingly. This card is also a great omen if you're asking about a creative project you're working on. Alternatively, it can herald good news or a new start for your children. I'd like to make note that all 3 of these cards are new moon cards. New moon in Leo, new moon in Cancer, and new moon in Aries. So, new moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. From the book, there's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people or places you hold dearest. This can be to do, that sounds weird anyways, with a member of your family, a flatmate, or moving house. If you're hoping to move forward with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it too. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring you your heart's desire. And the last one, it's time to take action. New Moon in Aries. From the book, the flame is lit. A wonderful new start beckons, and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign. If there is something you want to happen in your life, take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for. But the hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you're asking about. The caution, don't go too fast and forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge towards your goals. You'll create much better karma for yourself. Without tuning too deeply into the cards, it feels like what we want, our soul wants, is right in front of us, and it's time to take steps towards that. But don't forget about what really matters to you. Don't ignore yourself, your family, by stepping into and taking charge and running towards your goals. Slow down and work at a pace that's manageable so that you have balance in your life instead of 100% fully into moving forward. So finding that balance. Okay, I'm just gonna go a little deeper into that. This feels into us on an individual level, but this is collectively as a whole. This is the whole world. Many of us want big change, and we want what feels right in our soul, in our heart, to be reflected into the world around us. And we're pushing and pushing and pushing and really trying to make these changes, but we're going at it in a way that can hurt ourselves. We need to have that balance, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself, because sometimes, and I say, well, sometimes, a lot of the time, I'm going to say most of the time, but when we take care of ourselves, it ripples out, and we can make greater impact, greater change by taking a step back. When we go full forward, we run out of steam and we lose that impact. When we focus on ourselves and stand from a place of certainty and self-assuredness and confidence, we can enact more change. And it's going to be more sustainable over the long term. We're comparing a sprint to a long distance marathon. When you go on a marathon, you're going to bring water, you're going to bring little snacks, you're going to go at a pace that is sustainable. You're not going to fully charge right from the beginning. You're going to go slow so that you can go the whole distance. Whereas a sprint, you just go really fast and you're not going to bring anything with you to take care of yourself on the road because it's so fast. We're treating these long distance runs as sprints a lot of the time, and we need to slow down so that we can sustain long term. And that's for many things in our life. I feel like we've been conditioned and trained to do sprints, sprint after sprint after sprint. That's why we sprint and then we crash, and we sprint and then we hide, and we wrap ourselves, metaphorically wrap ourselves in a blanket, in a cocoon, and try to recuperate and then emerge again. But we are being asked to find that sustainable balance so that we can keep going without having to have those big waves of ups and downs. And I know when we get that inspiration, it feels so good to just take the reins and run towards it. But the invitation is to take a step back, slow down, feel that excitement, enjoy that excitement, and let that excitement extend. Allow it to expand into, let's say, a week instead of one day, by taking all those things and stretching it out. And we're not being gluttonous with our excitement. We are allowing it to permeate the rest of our lives. We are allowing it to be, to grow and expand instead of staying in that little bit, that little section of our life, and charge towards it, take care of it, and then look for the next thing. Because I feel like that's what we do. We take one thing and we consume it, or we work on it and we get through it and we're like, yeah, that's awesome. And then we look for the next, and then the next, and the next. But if we slow it down and expand it, so instead of watching a show and binging it all in one day, watching one a day and expanding it is more sustainable over the long run and is healthier for our energy. So I gotta listen to that too, because when I get excited, I just want to dive in and just go. It feels so good. But taking a step back and enjoying that first step, enjoying each step, really focusing on the steps, instead of charging through it and racing to the end, is what we're being asked to do. Because I feel like that is the path, and that is the energy that we want to bring into the future. That changes a lot of the systems that we have by focusing on how we get things done. And when we do it on a micro level, so each of us individually, it ripples out into the macro. So focusing within in order to feel the ripples later, and enjoying it, savoring it, and trying to go that route. Give it a shot. And of course, if you're used to going really fast and charging head first, it's a big challenge to slow down and be kind with yourself, and don't expect perfection right away. Because I feel like a lot of us who charge forward, we are perfectionists and we like to get things done really efficiently and really, it feels like be really productive is the word. And we can be productive with our energy, not with what we get done, but how we sustain ourselves. Because productivity doesn't matter at all if we give everything, we do so much, and then you need a lot of time to recuperate. That's because you take all that productivity and you spread it over all the time that you took to recuperate. You're not probably that productive. So we need to change that mindset so that we can do a little bit every day and we're not overexerting ourselves. And I feel like that goes across so many areas of our lives, where the mental strain, the physical strain, emotional strain, all these aspects of our lives. Everyone has a different section or different part that they might struggle with. But I feel that the society really breeds that productivity, the getting things done quickly and fast as possible. And think of it as a little bit of a rebellion of changing it to be a little bit more slow paced, a more sustainable paced. And I like sustainable better than slow. Slow feels like there's resistance behind it, but when you think of sustainable, when you think of being able to maintain it long term so that you can quote unquote be productive for much longer, and over time it gets more work done by slowing it down. So that's just something to think about for some of us who don't typically act that way, and we're being invited to make a change and try it on. Just because you try it doesn't mean it's something that you have to keep forever. We're just testing it out, trying it on, and seeing how it feels long term. So over a couple weeks, over a month, how does it feel compared to when you do it the other way? And seeing how your body feels. So that's the invitation for this week. Let me see if there's any other messages wanting to come through. It's the taking the time, focusing on yourself. Really, that it's the marathon. We're doing a marathon, we're not doing a sprint. So really taking care of yourself in all aspects of your life. Try not to ignore the fun, the joy, the bliss, the calm, the peace. Even though the world around us is not peaceful, is not calm, we need to find those moments of peace in order for it to be sustainable. And it's okay to laugh and enjoy life when there's lots of horrible things happening. Because this is a marathon. We need to give ourselves the water. We need to give ourselves the energy shot, the boosts, the gels, in order to sustain. And having that joy in our life is giving us something to sustain us. So I feel like there's some people that feel guilty about having joy right now. And maybe hopefully that little shift might help you. All right, I don't really feel anything else popping in, but if you would like to connect with me, my website is spruceenergyhealing.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all spruceenergyhealing.com or Spruce Energy Healing. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next time.